Hi guys, it's Nancy Bell with My Fairy Treasures. Oh my god, you guys, I'm doing something besides a haul video. Boy, I was on a roll with those Hobby Lobby clearance videos. Okay, but, and that's what interrupted you guys. I had left off here. I know some of you guys were following me of how I created this mixed media double page spread. And if you want to know how we created this with the Holtz Distress Oxides and tons of layering. I'll connect a video onto the end of this one and you can go back and watch those so you can see how we got to this background. But now we need focal points, right? So I drew some focal points, drew some girls. So I drew both these girls. I wanted some kind of steampunky type of looking girls. So I drew her. I think she came out pretty cool. So it's like I drew just like the back side of her. And I put all kinds of, let me just do it this way, all kinds of cool tattoos on her. But kind of like in intuitive writing. Kind of looks Asian, but it's just intuitive. It's stuff I really made up. And then I did her hair. And I did that technique with her hair and made it gray. And that technique on her hair, we're going to do on her hair over here. So then I made a steampunk girl with the steampunk hat on and all the long hair. And the hair we will do just like this. So their hair will both be the same. Okay? But we want to start first with the face and getting her face done. And I won't do the hair all on this video because it takes a while to get the hair done with that technique. It's using 4 or 5 different colors of Prismacolor pencils or whatever kind of pencils you want. I think I used some Jane Davenport's and some Prismacolor pencils. So I'll show that. And we'll just, I'll show a little bit of that. I won't do, like I said, I won't do the whole thing. Then we'll do her hat and all of that. Okay, so let me take all this away. Let me take my book away. And her, she's almost done. So I already pre-did her. I'm not going to do her on camera with you guys. We're going to do the other girl. Okay. Let me put that down. Here's our steampunk girl. And let me go like that. And also let me bring you guys in a little bit. Okay. Glad that worked. I have a new phone and I didn't know how to bring her in closer if it just, you know, kind of go like that to the screen, and that's what you do. Okay, so let's start with the face. And I always like to use this to start the face just to give her a base color, like her general base color. I use a color called Tinsel, and it's by Jane Davenport. I absolutely love this stuff. It gives a really natural color to the base of the face tone of her face. So I put some in a little container like this, and I do almost half water. I do like a little bit more ink than water. So it's like a little more than half and half of water and ink. And that gives you a nice deep skin tone. If you want a lighter skin tone, add more water. You get these at Michael's. They might be clearancing these out at Michael's right now. I'm not really sure. But if you like this, get it from Michael's as soon as possible before they, I don't know if they're clearancing out or not. Also on her website, Jane Davenport's website, she has this also. It's Tinsel and it's called Incredible Ink. It's fabulous. Okay. And it's permanent. Yeah, is that permanent? Yeah, I believe it's permanent when dry. All right, let me wet my brush. And let's get started. All righty. My house is quiet. My husband was here. He must have just went out for a second. I just said that, now I hear him coming in. With this coronavirus, we're trying to make sure we keep plenty of water in the house. So he went to go fill up the water bottles. We have like 3 or 4 of them, so we're trying to keep those completely full at all times. Got to be prepared for this. Hopefully nothing happens. Nothing doesn't get real bad, but better to be prepared than sorry. You guys, I have a Dollar Tree haul coming up, and I'm going to talk about the coronavirus and some things I'm doing to help protect me and my husband. So I'll talk about it in that video. That'll be here in the next day or two. Okay. I think sharing information like that is really good for all of us. Just, you know, get new ideas and new ways to protect yourself and new ways to prepare. Okay, so we need to dry that with a dryer. So let me dry that. Sure that's nice and dry, and see how that just it just looks like skin. That's what I love about it. It's a nice deep skin tone. It's a deep skin tone. It's a good base. Now we're going to build on top of that, and it's going to be a really nice deep skin tone. Okay, another thing I like to use is Jane Davenport's. You guys have seen this a million times. Jane Davenport's pastel palette. This is what it looks like. Okay, and this one is called Birthday Suit. You know what, they're not selling this line. She made it look like a makeup palette. All this line looks like makeup. It's really cool. She's not selling it at Michael's anymore, but she has it at Hobby Lobby. So if you want this palette after you see it, it's called Birthday Suit. She has like 4 different ones. Hobby Lobby's only carrying 2. So, in fact, Hobby Lobby is carrying very little of her stuff. I don't know why. Well, they seem to do that with all the lines. They don't carry like a full line of anybody's things. It doesn't seem like. Okay, so we're going to go around and do some shading. And I'm using this color right here. And I'm using a makeup brush. I'm going to go around and do some pretty heavy shading. And I'll tell you something nice. If you do anything wrong because you're using, these are, oh, I should tell you guys, these are pastels, but they are like the most creamy pastels. They remind me of the ones you get at Blick's, the, what do they call them? God, I can't think of them. Anyway, you get them at Blick's and they're expensive. It reminds me of those. They're not like the regular pastels. They're they have a creaminess to them, even though they're, you know, they're a powder. And then once, I don't even set them with anything. They seem to be permanent pretty much. Even, I know that sounds weird because most pastels are not permanent. You have to spray them with something. But these seem to attach themselves to the paper and are more permanent. Okay. Let's do the same thing to the other side. And I'm loading the pastel right on the tip. So I'm using the tip of this. And to do this, I'm shading very heavily. And I'm really giving her some cheekbones. That's why I'm going in. See how I'm going in? I'm going right to the edge of the lips. And then I'm cutting it back down. In fact, I'm not cutting it down as much as I want, but we can erase it. And that's the beauty of the pastel. So I'm going to take my eraser right now and just cut this a little bit more. Just going to erase it right here all together, and then I can come back in. I'm not erasing the whole thing, just down here. Okay. So I just want to, on this chin part, just bring it down a little bit. Not too much. Okay, that looks good. Let me erase this a little bit. There we go. There we go. And then I'm going to do that same thing with the tip of this. And we're going to shade, do some shading. And you guys, sorry if I'm getting quiet. I'm focusing. Okay. And let's just open this up a little bit. There we go. I want to bring this underneath here, but I just wanted to open that up a little bit more. There we go. And I want to erase this here on her chin just a little bit more. There we go. I just took it off her chin because I want her chin to be a little bit more opened up right there. Well, you guys see what I'm doing. Okay, so now I'm going to take this same brush and I want to blend this out. See how like there's like major line here? We don't want that to be like that. We want it to blend out. So we're going to, let me make sure I'm still in frame. I got to turn my paper. We're just going to go over what you did and then bring it out. Okay, so we don't have all those harsh lines. It's just like your own makeup. It's all about blending. When you're doing your eyeshadow, when you're doing any shading or highlighting, you want it to blend out. You don't want it to have some major sharp line. I think am I out of frame now? No. Perfect. Let's go to this side. Okay. Okay, and then let's blend this out down here on the chest. The little bit of chest she has out, because most of it's hair. Let's just leave that open just a little bit so we have some natural skin tone there. Okay. Okay, perfect. And then also let's do some shading on her nose. Right here on her side of her nose, we'll get that shaded. Okay. Okay, and we're gonna do some more shading on the nose here, but not yet. I'm gonna do that with a pencil. Okay, so I think that's all I want to do right now with this. Perfect. Okay, so now, make sure we're still in frame. Look how pretty she looks already. Now we're going to even deepen her skin shade even more. We're making a deep, nice, deep, dark skin tone. A nice deep skin. I shouldn't say deep, dark. Just a deep skin tone. Dark umber. I'm going to use that. Now this is a Prismacolor pencil. And we're going to use a combination of Prismacolor pencil and Jane Davenport's pencils. I think Jane Davenport came out with new pencils. I don't see them in any of the craft stores. Well, Hobby Lobby's the only one I know that's carrying her stuff now. Well, Michael's is too, but just nothing new. They're not carrying any of her new stuff, and they're not carrying the products that look like makeup. And I haven't seen the new pencils there. So I'm going to go on her website and see if she has the pencils on her website. I thought I saw a video that she's talking about the pencils. I could be wrong, but seems like I heard that. Or I saw a video on it. You know what? So many products, so little time, so. I'm really getting in the crux of this right here, really nice and deep. Which I shouldn't get too deep because I'm going to be putting some eyeliner in there and doing her eyelashes. Okay, so let's also do some more deep shading like right here. Just a second, guys. I hear something in my front yard, and I'm pretty sure it's my husband. I think he's cutting trees again. We have these big trees that need to be cut, and I think he's cutting them, and oh, maybe not. Okay. So I put that deeper shading in. We also need to blend that out now. So I'm going to use a blender pencil. You can get blender pencils. These are Blick's blender pencils. Blick Art Studio, if you have a Blick's in your town. These are like $1, $1.20 a piece. They're fabulous. I need to sharpen this. Also, Michael's had them at one time, and you get them 2 for like $3, $4. You can use a coupon, which would be nice. But I think they're cheaper at Blick's. I've been buying mine at Blick's. Okay, so now let's we're gonna take our blender pencil, go over the brown, and blend it right into the that pastel. That's what they're called, pan pastels. That's what these remind me of. Pan pastels from Blick's or any of the art studios, and they're very expensive. They come in like pots like this, and that's what these remind me of. You guys, I love them so much, and I use them with all my girls, especially with skin tones. I use them for everything, but I love them so much that I bought 2 of all of them, because she has 3 or 4 different palettes. She has 4 different palettes, and I doubled up on 3 of them. Because I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to do if she ever stops making them. I guess go to the pan pastels, so. But I just love Jane Davenport. I love her products. I love her style. I love everything about her. She likes to create like I do. She likes to create magic. Her artwork is very magical. She loves her girls to have a lot of hair, and it goes everywhere, like me. So, love her. Okay, and then let's take this dark pencil and add a little more shading just in the side of here. Actually, I didn't mean to put some right here. Oh, pencil. That's another beauty of pencil. You can also erase pencil. So if you mess up, you can also erase that. So, do I like that? Yeah, I like it. Okay, now I want to do a little shading on the nose. So on the bridge of the nose, do I want to use this pencil, or do I want to use... You know what? I'm going to erase something. I feel like that's just too dark right there. So I'm going to correct something. Correction! I don't like how dark that shading on her nose got. I think that looks a little... That looked a little too intense. So let's go back. I'm going to go back into the into the pan pastel, into the pastel, and put that back in, and take the other shading out. This is just enough, I think, shading right here on her nose that we don't need that other brown. There we go. So that's what I love about the pastels too, and also the pencils. If you feel like you don't like something, unlike if you use acrylic or something, you don't have to live with it. You can just get rid of it. So I also want to blend this out. Hopefully I'm still in frame right now. Cool. That looks good. Okay, so we have this so far here. And what else do I want to do? Oh, that's what I was going to do. I want to do some shading on her nose, but I'm going to use a lighter brown to do a little bit more shading with pencil. I don't want to use what I had there. So, Prismacolor pencil. I think I'm going to use this burnt ochre. Let me see. What I do is I keep my favorite pencils that I always use, not with the rest of my pencils. I keep them in a cup right here beside me. And that way, my favorite pencils, which is, of course, my ones for skin tones, and my favorite colors I use, I don't have to keep going through all of my other pencils. So, just the ones that I use all the time. And then we'll throw a little shading in here. And throw a little in here like that. Okay. Yeah, love it like that. Okay. Next, the next thing I'm going to do is this. Oh, where's the pencil at? Here it is. It's a Prismacolor Premier Tuscan Red. This adds, and I learned this from a girl, and I can't remember who I learned it from. I learned it years ago. You take this Tuscan Red, and Tuscan Red is more like a wine color. It's not red, it's like wine, like red with a lot of brown. So it's like wine, a deep wine. And just go on the edge of her skin. And what that does, it like brings the blood into the face. It brings some warmth into the face. And I'm just basically going over the black line that I drew, that I etched her in. Okay. Fabulous. Just a second, I want to see something. Yeah, that's what I used. Okay. And if you start getting out of the lines too much, you don't like it, you can erase a little bit just to stay in the lines if you want. Some people love to be out of the line, so get out of lines if you want. It's your work. You can do what you want to do. I am going to take a little bit of this brown that I did and just blend it out a little bit. There we go. That looks good. And then let's go ahead and do her cheeks right now. There's another Jane Davenport product here. And it comes in this little tin. And I think they do have this at Michael's still. I saw that there. This is what it looks like. I don't know what to, that's what it looks like. It's in a little small tin. This is small. This is not even big. This is like maybe 4 inches long. And I love the colors. It's a pastel, but it's a cream pastel. And it's beautiful. And I really like to use it for the cheeks. Sometimes for the lips too. But definitely for the cheeks on darker skin tone. It really like, just really, with darker skin tone, it really just really matches a dark skin tone really nicely. I use it a lot. And I don't have 2 of these, so if she ever stops making it, I don't know what I'm going to do. Oh, I have a lot of products. I'll do something else. But I should buy another one. because I really, really like it. But I've had this now for like probably 2 or 3 years. So. All right, I'm hearing a lot of noise outside my window, and that best to be my husband. I think he's out there somewhere. If not, you guys are going to hear me scream. Let's also just take that same color and put it on her lips. Okay, look how pretty those cheeks look. They're so nice and deep. I love it. Let's do her lips with that same color. Yeah, I just checked. It's my husband. Like, that best be my husband. That's a lot of noise out there. I don't know if you guys heard all that, but... Okay, so I'm loving her lips. I'm loving her cheeks. We're going to do some shading on her, more shading on her lips and some highlights on her lips. But let's go to her eyes because we need to get some eyes going. So, I use a lot of Jane's stuff, especially when it comes to doing the face and the makeup and all that. Her products are just, I use her products all the time. You guys always hear me talk about Jane. Okay, she has 3 palettes out. I'm using this one in the Robin's Egg Blue. One of my favorite colors. I love doing one purple eye and one green eye. And so I'm going to do that. So I'm going to use Cricket, which is that green right there. And her lighter purple, which is that one. Okay. Let me spray the palette. Okay, let me look at my time situation. Okay, my old phone would keep recording, but would start a new video after 30 minutes. I'm not sure with this phone if that's what's going to happen. Also, I'm working on editing because I think this comes with some editing software, so I have to like learn that. So I'm not sure if I'll be able to learn the editing before this video comes out, and I'm not sure if this is going to go on for an hour straight. Or if it's going to be divided into 2 30-minute videos. So, if it cuts off after 30 minutes, you guys just go to part 2. Just do what you always have done. Everyone's like, we know. Okay. Let me put this over here so I'm not taking my watercolor across. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to do one purple eye, one green eye. I actually learned that from Jane Davenport. She did it in one of her girls. Years ago, I started doing it, and I was like, ooh, I love that. And I've kind of been hooked on it ever since. Sometimes I do 2 green eyes. Sometimes I do 2 purple eyes. I'm just hooked on purple and green eyes. I mean, I know I could do brown eyes. I could do any color. I could do blue eyes. But I just love green, and I just love purple eyes. I wish I had green eyes. Shoot, I wish I had purple eyes. I might look a little freaky, but it would be cool though. But definitely green eyes. Oh my God. Green eyes on black people. Oh my God, it looks so beautiful in my opinion. So unexpected, you know. With dark skin and green eyes, beautiful. Okay. So there we go. We're going to let that dry. While that dries, let me put this over here. Just a second. I got to move some things around. Oh, man. Splash some water on that. At least it didn't splash it on my girl. Okay. Oh, I think that was my drink. Yeah, that was my drink. Anyway, didn't stain it. No major. Okay, so while my girl's eyes dry, let's do some eyeshadow. I'm trying to look and see. Nope, that's not the color. Just a second, I have to pull some more of these pastels out. I kind of pre-do it, but I didn't. You know what I need to use? I don't ever use them. I need to use this. This is gorgeous. I just haven't figured out how to, I mean, use it. If you use it on black paper, it comes out beautiful. It really shows up. It's one of her palette pastels called Mineral Eyes, and it has a lot of sparkle to it. I need to experiment with that. That's the one I didn't buy two of because I don't use it enough, but I need to. Okay. I say that's the problem with having too many art supplies, because then you don't get to all of them. Okay. I mean, that sounds like champagne problem, so let me shut up. All right. I'm looking for another makeup brush here that has the blue on the edge. Oh, that's cool. Just a second. This will work. I want to make her eyes like really like smoked out, like a smoky eye. So I'm going to use, I think I'm going to use this color right there. With the tip of, I put the color right on the tip. And we're just going to do it like a smoky eye. And bring it up. And not all the way up. We'll leave a little bit. You know how you always leave a little at the top when you're doing your own eyeshadow? And we'll bring some of it down a little bit. Pretty. All right. Let's do the other eye. Sorry if it bothers you, but I have to turn my page like this so I'm at the right angles on things, or I won't be at the right angle. And I'll make a mess. We don't want to see me making a mess, do we? No. Cool. Love that. I'm going to wipe my brush off, and I'm just going to blend it out a little bit, just so it blends out a little bit. There we go. Cool. You know what I feel like I want to do? I feel like I want it to be... Just a second, let me see something. I feel like I want to use that, that pastel palette I told you that has this one. Let me see. There's something in there that I might want to use. Maybe. Let me see. Oh, I guess there's not. I thought there was like a dark black in here that I wanted to darken it up with a little bit. I do see something kind of blackish. Just a second. Ooh, I like that. I don't know. Let me just go over something a little bit and see if I want to add a little bit at the bottom. Yeah, I like this. So I'm using this color right here. It has a little, it's like a grayish black. And we'll just put a little bit right. Oh, I like that. So this is smoking this out just a little bit more, just at the base. Perfect. All right. I got a little bit too much smokiness going on her. This area there. All right. That's the beauty. You can erase if you get a little crazy, like happened right there. Okay, So I like that. It just smoked it a little bit more, and that looks really cool. Okay. So next, I want to do some shading in the eyes. We're going to create the whole eye look now. So I'm going to use a Prismacolor. It's called Chartreuse, to put some light and shading into the eyes. I'm also going to use violet. Wait, first let me get the greens out. Where are they? They should be right here. I should be able to find them easily. Okay, there's the purple that I want to use. And the purple I'm using is just Violet Prismacolor Premier. This is Chartreuse Prismacolor Premier, and I'm looking for I think it's a grass green. I can tell you once I find the darn thing. I was looking to see if oh, maybe it's a parrot green. Is it? I don't know. Just a second. I just got done telling you guys, oh, I keep all this here so I can get to it real quick, and then here I go. Okay, I think I'm going to use this one, a parrot green, and I'm going to use Chartreuse. Okay. Make sure we're up close enough so you guys can see what I'm doing, because... Okay, all this stuff needs to disappear. What the heck is all this? I don't know what this is. Hopefully it's not messing up my video. Okay. Oh, I hope this doesn't mess up my video. I don't know what that all is. Okay. Hopefully you guys are seeing that and that's not messing up my video. Okay. I'm going to take this green right in the crux of the eye and bring it out a little bit. Okay, just like that. And then take my blender pencil and blend it out. And if it blends out too much, like in the center here, just simply erase it back a little bit. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just erasing it back just a little bit, because you want that lighter green color that you put in first to, to of course be right in the middle. And then I'm going to go back in the crux and just deepen it a little bit more with that green. Then I'm going to take the Chartreuse and really put that Chartreuse in here, going into the darker green and over that original cricket color. Beautiful. See how that really brings the eyes alive? I love it. Okay, so now let's go to the violet eye. Do the same thing. You're going to take that purple in the crux of the corner of the eye, bring it down. Same thing with this, bring it down. Okay, and then we want to blend it out. Okay, and again, you don't want it, when you blend it out, you don't want it to, you want some of that lighter purple to show up. So if you get a little zealous with it, just take your pencil eraser and erase it back just a little bit. That looks good. You can even take your white pencil and just go over it a little bit, just to give it a little extra lightness right there. If you ever go over any of your color pencil with white, it'll just lighten it up just a little bit. So it just gives you a little extra. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to reline the eyes like we're going to use, like it's eyeliner, except we're going to use a this ink pen here. This is Pure Black Millennium number 5, I think. Okay. One thing is I need to deepen the eyeballs, so let's do that. We're just going over what's already there and just making the eyeballs blacker. I always do that. And then I'm going to go over, just trace the outline of the eyes, just to give them their shape back. Okay. And underneath the eye, I'm going to darken it a lot. And I'm even going to make it thicker. Like some really nice thick eyeshadow at the bottom. Okay. And then I want to bring back the her big eyelashes. So I'm going back over the eyelashes. I don't worry about trying to get over the same exact line. I try to a little bit, but if I create new eyelashes, that's fine too. Cool. I love dramatic eyes, obviously. You guys are like, yeah, obviously. Well, I hope that's not doing anything to my video. There's like these teardrops on the screen. I don't know what the heck those are. Anyway, hopefully the video's going fine. That's the one thing I don't like about getting a new phone is like, you just don't know how the damn thing works. You're just like, oh, just learning a new phone is such a nightmare. Again, champagne problem, so let me shut up. But when you're making videos and stuff, it's just like, it just makes it a little harder because you got to learn something new. Plus you're trying to make videos for your channel. So, but like I said, champagne problem, shut up. Be happy you have a damn phone. Be happy you have a new phone. Okay, so I'm going to now take the eyeballs again and deepen the eyeballs. I already went around and outlined the eyes again. Because when you use all the watercolor and the pencil, you really start losing the shape of the eye, the definition of the deepness of the black of the eyeball, and all of that. Okay. And then I'm going to go over the eyelashes again. To bring those back in. Good. I'm even going to go in between with some small little eyelashes. So I'm going back over the longer ones, but I just put some other little small ones in between. Okay, there we go. That looks good. Yay. Now, I don't like my eyebrows to be like super, the eyebrows to be super like dominant. So I'm going to leave, I like my eyebrows just the way they are. I don't want to go back over them. But if you feel like your eyebrows look really, really dominant in your picture, then go back over your eyebrows if you want. Okay, so now let's throw some catch lights in. So now we need, what do we need? What do we need? We need a, it's in my head and I'm not thinking of the words. I'm going to run into it in a second anyway. Should be right here, but of course not. I have a million of them. Liner brush. Here we go. So we need to use a liner brush. Okay. And some white paint. White acrylic paint. Any cheapy, crafty white paint will do. Okay. Probably my most used brush in my whole art studio is this liner brush. I love it. Okay, so we're gonna throw some catch lights in these eyes. Let's make sure that you guys are seeing those. Okay, wait a minute. Load my brush up just a second. I gotta get some more paint on here and load this brush up right. Thought I had it done well. Just a second. Let me test it over here on the side. Okay, got it going. So we're going to throw a catch light in there. And we're going to throw a catch light over here. Okay. And a little bit right there. And we just have to be careful because, you know, we're working with, you know, small little eyeballs. Not that small. Actually, my eyes are really, my girls have huge eyes. I love the big-eyed girls. Fabulous. So we're throwing these catch lights in like that. Perfect. Okay, so there's those catch lights. Let's throw a catch light on her nose. Okay. And do I want to put a little bit of a highlight down the center? Yeah, we'll throw a little highlight down the center of her nose. Okay. Hopefully I do this straight enough. Yeah, good. Okay, and then I'm going to, we're going to put some fairy dust on her eyelashes. So that's just little dots, little white dots. I probably do this to every single one of my girls. I just think it's beautiful, so I do it. Who doesn't want some sparkle on their eyelashes? I do. And then I'm going to put some little dots on her where her eyeliner is. Okay. Now I want to put some catch lights on her lips, but I haven't done the shading on her lips yet, so we're not going to do that yet. But I'm going to put a little catch light here on her chest. Okay. Just a second. Hopefully I'm still in. Perfect. And then let me see how much time we have. Okay. Let's do some shading on her lips, and then we'll put the catch light on her lips. I'm going to use, I believe, the Tuscan Red. And I'm going to just line her lips, just like you would do a lip liner on the inside here. Very nice. Yeah, love it. Just deepen them even more, and then I'm going to use my blender pencil when I find the damn thing. Here it is. You can never see what's right in front of your face. You guys, I know this is a lot to color a girl, but as you can see, I think by the results, I think it's worth it. I think it's worth doing all of this shading, highlighting, all the makeup I put on her. Oh, I love her lips. She looks so vampy. Okay, let's put a little bit of catch lights on the lips. Oh, love the vampy look. Oh, fabulous. Oh, sorry. Okay, so I am loving her. Okay, so now let's go ahead and bring her back down. Okay, and now we are going to, I'm going to show you quickly how to do the hair. And this is going to be pretty quick. I'll just do 2 or 3 different strands, but it's the same thing over and over again. What am I doing? Okay, I do have the colors for the hair right here because I was like, girl, do not put those away. You need to have those on hand. Okay, so you need a dark, medium, and a light gray. And what I'm using is I'm using Jane's Gray, Jane Davenport. It's called Jane's Gray. Then I'm using Prismacolor Premier 70% Cool Gray. And then I'm using 20%, and I'm using Prismacolor Premier 20% Cool Gray. Now what's weird is the lighter looking pencil is the darker one, and then the darker pencil is the lighter one, because I'm using I'm using Jane's in the middle, and I'm using the Prismacolor. Anyway, that's how it's going. All right, so, and am I using white? And I might need white. Yeah, I'll use white also. I'm using Jane Davenport's Unicorn, which is white. You can use Prismacolor Premier, whichever ones you want. Whatever pencils are blendable. You want blendable pencils. Okay, that's the key. All right, so you're going to start with your darkest color right here. Make sure you guys are seeing. Okay. Your darkest color goes first. Your darkest gray. So do you have to use these pencils exactly, or these exact colors? No. That's why I said get a medium gray, a dark gray, a medium gray, and a light gray. Then this is the medium gray. Now you're going to use that next. And go over that dark gray. So start going over that darker gray first and bring it out. When you start doing that, you start the blending process. Even though we're going to use the blender, it just starts the blending process though. And when you bring that out, leave it kind of etchy. Don't make it like a perfect line, because it'll blend and make everything easier to blend. Now your lightest gray, bring it out. Make sure you go over that medium gray. Start your blending process. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take your blender pencil and blend into that, take your darker gray, blend into your medium gray. From there, blend into your lightest gray. Okay? It's called burnishing. So let's burnish now. The darker gray into the medium gray. Burnish the medium gray into the lighter gray until you're in the middle here. Excuse my head. Now, just to give a little bit of more highlight in the middle there, you can throw a little bit of white right over that lightest gray. And that just gives it a little extra highlight. Something I did when I drew this, I needed to cut this off. This strand goes on forever. There we go. Let's do one more. One more strand. Start out with the darkest gray. Okay, and then dark here. Okay. And then, let me look at the time situation. Okay, we're good. And then go to our medium gray. Make sure you go over that darker gray. Bring it out. And then we're going to go with our lightest gray. And you're using a medium pressure. You're not using a light pressure. You're using a medium to heavy, actually. All right, so let's start burnishing. Burnish the dark into the medium into the light. Again, start here. Burnish the dark gray into the medium, and the medium to the light. And then take your white, just go right in the middle just a little bit, just to give it a little extra highlight and a little extra blending. Gorgeous. Absolutely love that. Isn't that pretty? So you're going to do that all the way down, all over, to have that gray hair. That's going to be fabulous. Okay, now for this hat, I kind of didn't plan on doing the hat on camera, because I didn't pull colors for it. Yeah, I'm going to experiment with the hat off camera, because I think I want to use some distress inks, some Tim Holtz distress inks, and I I'm going to do that off camera, but I'm going to use some Timos Distress inks, I think, on the hat, and then do some shading. But I want to experiment with that off camera, and I'll let you guys know when we come back how I did that. So I still will let you know how it worked out, and I'll let you see it. And I might just do a quick demo. I'll do a quick demo so you can see that. So I did the face. You saw how I did the hair. The next thing we're going to do, let me get my other girl out. So when we come back, I will have her all finished up. I'll have her hat done. I'll have her cut out. We'll cut her out. We'll cut her out. And then we will put both of them into the vintage background that we created, which is on the ground. And then that will end it. So we'll probably only have one more 30-minute video, you guys. And we'll put these girls in the background and do some shading around them. And then we'll be done. Okay? So I hope you guys like this. I hope you like that I went through how I color up my girls. Some people were asking me about that. And I think that's it for this one. Have you guys used Jane Here's some questions I would like you to know. Have you guys used Jane Davenport's products? Do you like her products? Do you think you'll try her products? I think they're absolutely fabulous. Did you learn some things about shading and highlighting and putting the makeup on the girls? Let me know how you like that. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd love for you to do so. If you can give this video a thumbs up, that'd be great. Any comments or questions, leave them below. Come visit me on Facebook and Instagram. Also, we have a group called Our Magical Little Place on Facebook. And if you do mixed media, if you do whatever your art is, we'd love for you to come there, share your projects with us. It's a very supportive group, and there's a link below to join that. And that is it, you guys. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Bye.